Hi everyone, back to more YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a match preview for Newcastle United's upcoming game this Boxing Day against Aston Villa, 3 p.m. kickoff at St James's Park. This is a belter of a fixture. Certainly, historically for us, we've had a great list of results in this fixture, but Aston Villa are a very, very good side. Got some dangerous players, and despite Newcastle being on a really good run, this is going to be a tricky game for the team to navigate through straight after Christmas as well. So we're going to get stuck into this, talk about how I think the team is going to line up, talk about the game, talk about the opposition, and just say what we think the result is going to be. If that's the kind of thing you guys like, smash subscribe, come help us get to the next milestone. We're over 9,000 subs now. We've ended the year on over 9,000 subs. So thank you everyone who's clicked that button. 10 is the next milestone for us to push on to. You can help get us there. Recommend us to family and friends. It's all free content. And ever more, if you want to be a member and support the channel a little bit more, there is an option down there for you to do that as well. Smash whichever button suits you best. So let's get stuck in then. So Newcastle are in great form at the moment. You know, we smashed 8 goals in the last 2 Premier League games. You know, we scored, I think it was 3 goals to get through in the Cup against Brentford as well, in the Cup semi-final, the Carabao Cup. So we're in a really good run of form here, but the games are starting to get more difficult now because we're up against Aston Villa, who currently sit in 6th as we sit in 8th as I record this video. Now, there's only 2 points between both sides, but Aston Villa have navigated the Champions League quite well this season. They've had some really good results, very similar to our results against Paris Saint-Germain, but we tailed off against the other teams in the Champions League. We really struggled in terms of that. But Villa have looked a really good side this season, and they've kind of balanced the league and the Champions League forms and fortunes as well by rotating the squad and using different players. Maybe something that Eddie Howe didn't quite do when we were there because we didn't have the depth of squad to do that. But that's in the past. You know, hopefully Champions League will come back very, very soon, but certainly haven't had this season. So no excuses there for Newcastle. But I do like this Aston Villa side. I like Emery as well. He's a good manager, and we're going to have to be at our very best to beat this lot, despite, you know, how good the fixtures have gone for us in previous years. So this is how I think we're going to line up, which is pretty much unchanged apart from Joe Linton coming back in to replace Joe Willock. Now his suspension is up from his 5 yellow cards. That's why he couldn't play in the Ipswich game. He did get smashed in the mouth a fair bit against Brentford in the Cup, but I think knowing Joe Linton, he's probably been stitched and screwed and wired up, and he'll be ready to go for this game. So this is a really strong side, you know, with Nick Pope missing in goals, obviously the biggest thing for us. But Dubravka has been decent enough in the games that we've had against Leicester and Ipswich. He hasn't had a great deal to do in those games. He will be busy in this game because Villa possess some very, very dangerous players. There's no doubt, but that we'll get into them in a second. But I think at home, straight after Christmas as well, packed stadium, everyone would have been out bevying, I'm sure, early doors as well. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. The town will be heaving probably from about 11 o'clock, 10:30 probably. So everyone will have a good bevy in them. They'll want to see a great performance. They'll want to see a win. They'll want to see good football again. With that midfield pairing the way it is with Sandro Tonali in at the 6, Bruno in the advanced role in the 8, and Joe Linton in there with his energy and his running as well. That's key for us in this game. I think that's where the game is going to be won, the battle of the midfield, which we'll get into the Villa midfield in a minute. The back 4 is steady away there. I think Lewis Hall and Tino Livramento, great kind of engines and pace and ability to get up and down the pitch. Now, up against the other 2 for Aston Villa in terms of Matty Cash and Luca Dean, they like to get forward as well. Certainly Cash likes to get forward, but we can probably catch him as well in terms of Tino's pace. If Cash gets too far forward and we hit them on the break, you know, with Jacob Murphy and Tino on that right-hand side, we could really exploit Cash in that right back area if he's bombed forward and try to make something happen. We catch him cold and go 2-on-1. Likewise on the other side with Luca Dean as well. I think Lewis Hall and Anthony Gordon link up so well on that left-hand side. Looking at the way Villa lined up in the last game there, yeah, they have got Onana who can step in there as a defensive midfield on that left-hand side and fill in and bridge that gap between Luca Dean and Rodgers, who again is a great player. I really like Morgan Rodgers. He's a fantastic player. It's the kind of player I think we should probably look at when Villa signed him from Middlesbrough, former Manchester City youth team player, got a goal and assist in the last game, the 2-1 victory against Manchester City. Very, very talented player. Good shooting from range, good on the ball, busy, lively, makes things happen, bit of pace. Got to watch out for him. But if we can push them further back with Lewis Hall and Gordon bombing forward and make Rodgers try and defend more than he can attack, that could be key for us for winning that game. But that's how I think we're going to line up as a team. You know, we're in form. We're on fire. Alexander Isak loves a goal against this lot. He scored plenty of goals past him previously, and I think he'll be bang up for this game as well. When you look at that back 4 that Villa are probably going to play, which I would say is probably going to be Matty Cash, Konza, Torres, and Luca Dean. Torres has got a bit of a rick in him, and he can be caught out positionally. And I think with Alexander Isak's mobility, pace, and movement, I just think that he could really catch Torres on that shoulder. If he can get in that gap between Luca Dean and Torres and exploit the two of them for pace, I think Isak could cause some serious problems there against this Villa back four. They'll be worried about playing against Alexander Isak because he's banging form at the moment. But for me, midfield is the key. Villa normally play with the two sitting midfielders, which is Onana and Cameron. We know Onana can bomb up and down the pitch. He's box to box. Again, another player that Newcastle maybe should have had a look at as well. Very, very talented player. But with Tonali in the six now, I think we're in good shape, to be fair. But Onana does like to get forward as well when he can, but he'll be sitting back. He'll be watching the runs from Bruno. He'll be watching the runs from Joe Linton as well. And Cameron will be doing the same thing. Now, where we're going to win this game for me is if we can press our game onto Aston Villa and we can push Tielemans back into midfield, because Tielemans isn't great at defending. He's very good on the ball, very good at making things happen. But if Bruno can press high, win the ball from Tielemans, and then drag Tielemans back into a defensive position, that could be key for us winning this football game. Now, John Duran started up front against Manchester City, scored a goal. He is capable of a raker, as John Duran. He really, really is. And Ollie Watkins was on the bench, so it remains to see who starts. I think Duran might get the start again because he is in a great run of form with goals this season, is Duran. And John McGinn as well is a very industrious player, very hard-working player, got an assist again against Manchester City last weekend. I do like John McGinn. He likes to tackle, he likes to get stuck in, but he's also very good on the ball and can make things happen as well. So this is not going to be an easy game for Newcastle United, and we have to be bang at it. But I'm looking at these two teams on paper here, and I'm seeing Anthony Gordon in great form. I'm seeing Lewis Hall in great form. Jacob Murphy's got a new Rich Finn form. This is a big test for Jacob Murphy. I said this on What's Going On Monday night. It's okay doing it against Leicester and Ipswich and Brentford in the Cup. That was a vast change, Brentford side in the Cup. But this is the kind of game where you see what Jacob Murphy is going to be about. If he can do it against Aston Villa and he can drag John McGinn back to try and defend and help out Matty Cash and hit him with that pace and that quality that he showed in the last few games with Tino on the overlap, we could again cause some real trouble for Aston Villa here. What we need to do is press on them and put our game onto them and drag them back, because Villa are a good side going forward. They've got some dangerous players, but we cannot let John Duran get 20, 25 yards from goal with 2 or 3 yards to turn and hit it, because that boy can fucking strike a ball. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. So Cher and Byrne have got to be lively, got to be out to the press, got to get tight on that player and stop him getting that shot off on goal, because that's what he's very, very good at. With Hall and Livramento, they've got to watch out for Rodgers as well and McGinn as well, kind of find those pockets of space, making those runs in the boxes. They've got to keep their eyes peeled with that as well, and make sure that we don't get caught cold trying to push too far ahead, and then Villa catches on the break with a bit of pace as well. So this would be a really good game for the neutral, in my opinion. I think Newcastle have to be right on top of their game for this game to go our way. But listen, I think the way we're playing right now, I think the confidence is there, the balance is good. Tonali in the 6, Murphy out on the right-hand side, adding great balance to that front three. It's allowing Gordon and Isak to play more free, to play in the positions they want to play. It's allowing Bruno to push forward in the 8, play in that position. It's allowing Joe Linton to join the attack and also defend as well, because Sandro's just got that number 6 role locked in, in terms of his movement, his vision, his ability to smell danger and put out fires. And I just think that at the minute we're playing such good football, that I'm confident going into this game, and I can't believe I'm saying that, because Aston Villa are a really good side, really dangerous side with some excellent players. But I fancy Newcastle to get a victory in this game. It's going to be a tight one, I think, so I'm going to go for 2-1 Newcastle United, a home win, and we keep this momentum going. But let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the lineup, about the game. Do you worry about Aston Villa? Do you think it's a team that can really get it as Aston Villa fans? If you're in the comments, let us know what you guys think. Are you worried about this fixture? It's not been great for you historically, but given the fact you've just beat Manchester City and your chests are out and your confidence is high, do you fancy it at St James's Park? Let us know. Keep it clean in the comments as always, guys. Everyone's welcome in the chat as long as you keep it above the belt. But should be a great game. I'll be back with a post-match analysis for it. Hopefully Newcastle United will have another brilliant result, and we'll keep marching on towards those top 5, top 4 spaces. What a brilliant return after the Christmas break that'll be. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit like and subscribe. I'll catch you for the post-match. Have a belter. See you later.